What's up, people? It's your girl Roxy. So today I'm coming with you guys with a cooking video. I'm gonna be showing you guys how I make my stewed chicken. Right about now I'm cutting up the chicken and getting the skin off and cleaning it up. So this part I'm pretty much done with this part. So on the next piece, the last piece that I have, I'm gonna show y'all how I do it, get all the fat off, clean it up, and show y'all how I cut it up. I'm making stewed chicken, so I want to cut them up smaller. Cut it up smaller than how you would if you were just frying chicken. Okay, so here's my last piece. Right now I have it in some water because it was still a little bit frozen. I have the chicken in some water. Let me put these over here. I'm gonna wash these after I'm done cutting up everything. But this is my last piece. So what I do is it was a little bit frozen, so that's why it was in the water. Cut the leg off. I find the joint and I just cut the joint off of the chicken. I cut it off. I rip the skin off. Again, people, I'm not a chef. The only time I cook is for my family and whoever comes to my house. But right now I'm just taking the skin off and cleaning the chicken up. Today we're gonna be making some stewed chicken with some pumpkin. I just got that. Well, Rohan just picked my pumpkin from my garden yesterday, so we're gonna use that with some dumplings and some potatoes. I don't have any corn and none of us wants to go on the road, so we're gonna use what we have to make dinner today. So I just dug the whatever this is, liver, kidney, whatever. Well, this is not kidney, but the liver out. That we're not gonna eat because we're not gonna cook it in the pot. And now I'm just cutting the excess fat off because I don't need the fat in my food. This is the chicken butt. Don't eat that. I'm going to cut that off as well. If I was in Jamaica, all of this would be put in the freezer for the end of the week to make dog food. But we're not in Jamaica, so what we're going to be doing is just cutting it off and then tying it up in a bag and waiting for trash day to put it out in the garbage. Somebody turn on the dishwasher? Oh. That's it. So now my chicken is all clean. Cut the excess fat off. And that's it. So this is all done. These we're gonna wash in a minute. I'm gonna season my chicken up, but before I do that, I'm gonna wash it off with some vinegar. So you gotta wash your meat. Don't listen to nobody that tell you don't have to wash your meat. Yes, you do. That's nasty. So I'm gonna be washing it off with some vinegar. So bear with me for a moment. Renessa, could you please go in your room, you and your brother, and close your door? Y'all are too loud. Thank you. Raheem, could you put your sister in her room and y'all go in your room? Y'all making a little bit too much noise.
I wanna watch
Go watch Ryan in your room. So people, as y'all can see, I just washed my chicken. Just chopped it up, washed it off. And I'm drain the water off of it. And we're gonna go over here. Gotta move those stuff out the way. We're gonna go over here where I'm gonna season my chicken up. I'm not going to show y'all what season I use, but if y'all look at my steamed fish video, you'll see all my seasonings. I do not measure. I just pour until I think everything is where I need it to be. Oh my God, this is not coming out. Oh my goodness. Okay. Raheem! Close the door! Sorry about that, people. They're home and they make a lot of noise. My Lanta. Thank you. I will never hear that, but... And this is my browning because we are making brown stew chicken. I don't put a lot on it because you don't want your chicken to be black. You need to be just brown. And I do taste my seasoning to make sure I have enough of everything on it after I'm done mixing up everything. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go wash my hands. I need a little bit more seasoning.
Get browning too.
They're fresh. These seasonings are not coming out to save my life. So I taste the seasoning on my hand that I did, and it wasn't enough. So what I'm just doing is going over and putting a little bit more seasoning on it. I don't like to put salt on my chicken, on my meat, just because when you're done, your chicken. I rather the meat be fresh than it be salty. Because you can always add the salt into it. Once it's salty, you can't take the salt back out. So I rather my meat be fresh than it being too much salt in it. I only have one clean hand because I just washed my hand. Oh, this is done. And this is done. Now we go back over it again. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is go wash my hands and come back and then get my pot and put it on. So now let me get these out the way. You're gonna go over there. I just gotta put all my seasoning that I use back. Watch out. Now I'm waiting for the pot to heat up. Now I'll put a little bit of oil in it. Not a lot, because we don't want to cook it in grease, but we just need to baste the bottom of the pot with a little bit of oil. Once that heats up, then I'm gonna put my chicken in and cover it down for it to simmer, to start cooking. Alright people, so now the oil is hot. What I'm gonna do is add the chicken. Sorry about the noise from... Okay, now I'm just gonna add the chicken. Raheem, could you close the room doors, please? All I'm doing right now is adding the chicken, and then after I'm done, I'm gonna go cut up my seasoning, my scallion, my thyme, my sweet pepper, my onions, all of that. People, if y'all could smell the smell that's coming out of this chicken, oh my goodness. Go in your room, but close the door. So what I'm gonna do is get a little bit of water and add to it. And that's just so the chicken won't stick. What's that in that pot? Okay. So that's it. All I'm gonna do right now is cover the pot and let the chicken cook down by itself. Then I'm gonna go cut my seasoning up, my scallion, my thyme, sweet peppers, tomatoes, onion, carrots. I don't put potatoes in my stew chicken. I just thicken it with ketchup. I'm gonna show you guys how I do that, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video, and I'll be back once the chicken starts cooking down a little bit more. About to go on the stove. Once it starts cooking down a little bit more, I'm gonna come back, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my scallion and my thyme and all my other stuff that I need to go in once I'm done. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay people, so I put as you can see, the chicken sprung its own water as well. So I did only put a little bit in there so the chicken wouldn't stick. This is how my chicken is looking so far. That's a lot of chicken. Oh my goodness. Okay, but glasses is fogging up. This is how my chicken looks so far. All I did was put the chicken in there, cover the pot, and let it cook down a little bit. Over here, you see I have my vegetables. I cut them up. I got my scallion, my tomatoes, my green peppers, my sweet pepper. I got the little black balls are pimento seeds, and I have my carrots. So all I'm doing, I've been sitting in a little bit of water. All I'm doing is waiting for this to cook down, the water to cook out of it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna put a little bit more water on here, and then I'm gonna pour it in. While this is cooking, the rest of the chicken is also gonna be cooking along with it. That's how I do it. After the chicken is cooked, I'm going to use ketchup. If it's not thick enough, I'm going to use ketchup to make it a little bit thicker. Some people use flour, some people use potato, but I like to use ketchup because I don't like the potatoes in it. What we're cooking with it is, what we're cooking? We have a pumpkin over here that we got off the vine outside. We're going to be cooking that, and we're going to be cooking some potatoes and dumplings. So stay tuned, stay with me. I'll show you how we cook it and the finished product and everything. So just hang out with me for a little bit and I'll show you guys. Thank you. Okay people, so as you can see, my water is drying out. So what I'm gonna do now is pour my vegetables in so it can continue to finish cooking with the vegetables. I'm gonna mix all this in and then allow that to cook, allow my vegetables to cook. So my chicken is almost done cooking, but it's not completely finished cooking. So what I did, I mixed in all my vegetables. I might need to put a little bit more water on it just because it's not gonna be enough. I just need to put a little bit more water on it. So I got my handy dandy kettle right here. And by the time this water dries out, I would be able to put my ketchup in and do my gravy. The ketchup will be helping me thicken up my pot. But that's it for this one. I'm done putting the vegetables in, so now I'm just gonna cover it and let it continue to cook. I just cut my fingernails because you can't knead dumplings with long fingernails. So I just cut them. I'm taking my ring off and I'm going over here. So I don't know why Rohan wants me to make dumplings all the time every time I cook, because he's the same one that complains that my dumplings are too small and they skip trim teeth. But every time I cook, he wants me to make dumpling. So I cut my fingernails off a while ago. How much am I cooking? 2 cups? A little bit more? Yeah. Okay. So that's my flour. Rumi, go sit down. It's raining. You're not going outside. And I don't like cornmeal dumpling, but I am gonna put just a little bit of cornmeal in it. I like the cornmeal in it because it makes it a little bit thicker. That's the word, thicker, but it's not as cornmeally. A little bit of salt. Girls, if you're making dumplings, them long fingernails have to come off. Men, make sure your fingernails are cut, because you can't be making dumpling for people to eat with long old fingernails. It don't work like that. We're gonna go over to the sink so I can get my roommate, get up out the way so I can get the water. And when you're making dumpling, you make it with cold water. Right now I'm just mixing up all the stuff that I put into my flour, my cornmeal, and the little bit of salt that I put on it. I'm just mixing all that up right now. And that's it. I start kneading. Everybody makes dumplings. Some people use spoons, some people use a dough bag. I saw that on Amazon. She probably wants to go to the bathroom, but it's wet outside. She went to the bathroom when I went out to go cut stuff, so she should be good. Hi. Here, that's cold water. Alright people, I'm gonna knead this until it gets a little bit thicker and I'll be right back. Alright people, so this is what my dumpling looks like so far. All I did was add water until it came to this consistency. People, if it comes to it that it ends up that you put too much water in it, just add a little bit more flour. If it comes out a little bit too runny or too soft, just put a little bit more flour in it. You don't have to throw your whole batch of dough away. Just add a little bit more flour in it till it gets back to the consistency that you want. When you're making your dumpling, you're supposed to be able to use the flour and clean the pan out. That's how you know that, okay, it's thick, it's at the right consistency. As you can see, my pan is almost completely clean. And that's the reason why you want to make sure that you have short nails, because if your nails are too long, all that germs that's in your nails just went in your dumplings. And if you have any jewelry on, you want to take them off. I'm gonna cover this for about till the water start boiling up. I already put the water on the stove for the food, for the dumpling, what is this again? The pumpkin and the potato. I already put the water on. All I did was put the water with some salt, and that's all. And this is just flour, cornmeal, and salt. I'm gonna cover this over with a towel until I'm ready to start making my dough. And see, my hands are partially clean. So that's why you don't want to have nails when you're making dumplings, because it takes everything from your hand when you're cooking it, and that's germs you're giving people to eat. All right, let me go get a towel. This is one of my one of my clean towel dishcloths. I just cover it over just because I'm not ready to make the dough yet. So I'm just gonna leave that there for a little bit, and I'm gonna look at my chicken. So right now my chicken is doing its thing. When I do this, it shouldn't stick to the bottom of the pot, which it didn't, which is good. My seasoning isn't all the way cooked, but it's cooking, and then it'll turn out whatever water is left will be where my gravy comes from. But that's how my chicken looks for right now. All the seasoning are still cooking. People, if y'all could smell this aroma that's coming out of this pot, oh my goodness. Anybody want to play? Just let me know. I'll send it FedEx. You'll get it the next day. Alright. I'm just going to cover this back up and let it finish doing its thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and learn to peel a pumpkin. Do I have to take the skin out? I don't have to take the skin out of it. Just cut it up, right? Alright. So we're going to be doing pumpkin, potatoes, and dumplings. So people, I'm getting all of my potatoes, my pumpkin. I might have to cut another piece off. Really, I'm gonna have to cut a piece of the pumpkin off. Oh, throwing potatoes all over the place. So far, this is what my pumpkin looks like that came from my garden. See, cut it last night. Should have never. But all I'm gonna do is wash the skin off, because you can eat the skin. We're just gonna wash it off and then cut it up in slices and cut this part out so I can get it to put down to dry out to grow next year. But that's what I'm gonna do with this piece and see how much. And then you just stay right there. Okay, I'm gonna move this because this is not staying up. I'm gonna clean this up, cut these, peel these, and then I'll be back and show y'all the finished product of how I cut up everything and put everything in water till it's ready. Alright people, so my chicken is ready to be ketchuped. As you can see, all the vegetables are already cooked. All I gotta do now is thicken the water a little bit so it can be gravy. See, right now it's partially thick, but it's not thick enough. So what I'm gonna do is use some ketchup as my thickener. This is all I do. As you can see with the ketchup in it, hold on. With the ketchup in it, it is a little bit thicker. So all I gotta do is set this all over. And once you're using it, once you start stirring it, you'll see how much, if you need to put more ketchup in there or not, or that'll be enough ketchup that you have in there. Once you start seeing it thicken up a little bit. Because of course I put the ketchup in one side and then I have to spread it through the whole pot. So once you stir the pot, you'll see if you need to put more ketchup or if you don't need to put anything else in it. As you can see, I don't need to put anything else in it because it's thick enough right now. I just let it cook a little bit longer and then I can turn the stove off about another 5 minutes, because it's not like the ketchup needs to be cooked. That's why I like using ketchup, because once it's done, I just turn off the stove. But I'm going to let it cook for another 5 minutes and then I'm going to turn it off. What I'm waiting on is for the water to start boiling up so I can put my potatoes, my pumpkin, and my flour in it, my dough in it. So that's what I'm waiting on right now. Right now this is pretty much done. That's my stewed chicken. Once again, I'm not a chef. Everybody cooks different. This is how I cook it and I like it like that, so that's how I cook it. gonna do another video of when I do all my food. On my potatoes, I wish I had a piece of yam. Come over here. A piece of yam, some stuff to put in. But this is, I have my pumpkin and my potatoes in water just because I'm not ready to put them in the pot yet. So I have them in a little bit of water. We're peeling, cutting up the pumpkin now and washing it off, putting it in Ziploc bags and putting it in the freezer. And then I have my flour to put it, and that's it. I'll show you, insert a picture of the finished product once I'm done and let you guys see how my food looks. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll insert a picture of the completely finished meal once I'm done cooking everything and we starting to get food to eat. I'll insert a picture at the bottom.
Or a video.
Or I'll just do another video. But as of right now, that's everything. I'm just waiting for everything else to start boiling up so I can put that in there, and then I'll let you guys know what's going on at the end.
See you later.
Thank you guys so much. Bye. Alright people, so what I'm doing right now, I'm starting to make the dumplings. This is how I make them. A lot of people make dumplings different. Roll them, how they roll them, how they make them. But this is how I make mine. This might be big.
That is big.
You don't always complain, you know your dumpling then skip through my teeth. Well,
Yes, but then it's make them that big, bro.
this is big.
That's thick too.
Look. Can never please people, I swear.
By the time I make them, so only like couple dumpling each.
There's
person.
only 2 of us. How much dumpling you can eat?
Okay, go ahead.
People, when I make the dumplings and I make them too small, he's the first one. Oh, you make the dumpling them so little bit. Can't even taste them.
I guess just said it's only three dumplings for each people.
I'm not gonna eat 3 dumplings, Run. Craven. I'm not a fan of dumplings like that. I eat them, but I'm not a fan of them.
So yeah guys, that's how you make dumpling. Roll, 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 squish. And, yep, like she said before, we're gonna make a video and show you guys the finished product, the finishing touch. That's how it look when the water is boiling. Yep, so we see you in the next video.
Okay people, this is what my dinner looks like. You see the stewed chicken on top, the pumpkin at the side, the 2 dumplings, and the potatoes. That's what it looks like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Bye.